College Farm, providing care for cattle, hogs, sheep, goats, crops, organic vegetables, fruits, and herbs, but I don't have time. I could talk about our service learning commitment, the integration of the Center for Excellence and Learning Through Service, which exemplifies our motto of learning, labor, and service, which embeds the principles that Berea College was founded upon, which was to provide an integration for education of men and women, blacks and white on our campus, and more recently, because of our transformation, we blended the CELTS program and the Lloyd Jones Center for Appalachian Studies to provide student-led service learning activities in the Appalachian region, but I'm limited in time. I could talk about our work program. As a work college, our 100 departments that are supervised by our Dean of Labor, who, interesting enough, urges the faculty, like the academic dean, to become consistent in the way in which we give grades to students for labor performance along indications of integrity, teamwork, and prompt attendance. Or I could talk about the most recent challenge that was introduced to our faculty this last Thursday to commit to a fully sustainable college that serves as a model for integrating sustainability and practical implications, which now is forming around the concept of what measurement and indicators do we need to embed in that program, but I'm limited. On the way up, I was listening to the radio and discovered that Berea College was identified in the state of Kentucky as a leading higher education institution by the Boston-based Sustainability Endowment Institute, and gave the college a grade of B for our sustainable ability issues. But I want to respond to the two questions. What am I engaged in? First, I'm a board member of Sustainable Berea, and we are committed to providing a resilient community for the citizens of Berea. And in that capacity, students and I have relocalized our economy and increased the awareness of our local business owners to stimulate the value of buying local and being local. The students have assessed the preferences of local residents to buy local produce through the Berea Farmers Market. We've just finished in October executing our solar tour of 12 houses and businesses. And we plan and execute monthly reskilling workshops in mending, making trellises for raised beds, and how to raise backyard chickens. And we also educate our local citizens in edible garden projects and resilient households. Sustainable Berea is a transition town. And our rain barrel sales, our raised bed sales, our 100-mile potluck dinner and auction, our membership drives provide the revenue for part-time staff in that community-based organization. However, our creativity and our potential is greater than the depth of our staff and our volunteers to carry out those initiatives, and without the student contributions, we would flounder. As director of the Entrepreneurship for the Public Good program, I blend entrepreneurship and leadership studies for over 120 students over the last 8 years in our program. We're committed to providing field-based education for those entrepreneurial leaders, predominantly in, as our laboratory, distressed counties in the Appalachian region. We know how to be creative, invent, and being innovative. We fail fast, often, and forward. And we use our tools of the one-page business plan, the one-page proposal, idea contests, opportunity recognition assessments, new model construction, and financial forecasts before we launch our enterprises. What actions can we take individually? We know how to invent and be innovative. We know how to take and make T-shaped students. That is, students who are competent in breadth and depth of their individual disciplines. And what we teach them through the Entrepreneurship for the Public Good program is how to create ideas, turn those ideas into prototypes, test out those ideas with community partners, and then ultimately launch those particular enterprises so that we increase the entrepreneurial self-efficacy through managing risk, opportunity recognition, advocacy, and developing an entrepreneurial environment. Finally, we build on the traditional liberal arts and the STEMs, the science, technology, engineering, and math curriculums. In the past 4 years, our individuals have created a biodiesel enterprise and a solar enterprise, each securing $30,000 from the Kentucky New Ventures competitive program. We launched, or are launching, in incubation, a new energy audit company that has received the best recognition, best plan in the Appalachian Ideas Network, and a student launched a 100-acre farm ecological retreat for folks interested in sustainability, conservation, and the beauty of the natural environment. And finally, we design smart and cell phone tours to advance tourism, ecotourism in the Appalachian region. I need to stop now, but I'd be happy to take questions.
So who watches YouTube and or read 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot, okay. And who watches SNL, Saturday Night Live? Excellent. Who knows what I'm talking about? I'm on a boat! All right, a few of you do anyway. That's enough. And the second question is, who actually read or had a chance to read Hardin's essay that I sent one person? No, okay, not talking to me. Nobody read Hardin's essay, Tragedy of the Commons. Excellent. I can look, oh, okay, a few people did. Shucks, I thought I could, make it look like I knew what I was talking about. All right, so full screen is coming along. Excellent, excellent. Turn the mic up and or speak into it. Just hold it, okay. Sorry, I'm used to speaking loudly. Okay, so I'm on a boat and I'm talking population resources, and what do we do next? Let's move on. Vanna. That's not what it was. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'll do this by wing it. So Hardin's essay brought us, or brought up one problem. Who knows what the problem is? Or talked about it. What is it? Far away. But what is the problem? That's the consequence. What's the problem? Which comes from the issue of having lots and lots of people. Right. So he said that the issue is having finite resources, what I think I just heard you say, right? Is that right? But I'm going to go with, I think the problem is actually we have too many people on the planet. That's what I think he was getting at. And then the consequence of having too many people on the planet is the issue that we have perhaps finite resources. You disagree with me, but that's okay. We can discuss it. Okay. That's okay. No, I think you're on target. Probably just didn't read it last night, like I did not either, but that's okay. Wow, I really fail at making PDFs apparently. All right, so I keep hoping. Okay, I'll stop being distracted by that. So the issue is, we have lots of people on the planet. We apparently like to have kids. I need to speak into this better. I apologize. We like to have kids, and we have lots of people on the planet. Anybody can tell me, last census, how many people we have on this planet? Roughly. Fire away. So one said 6.8,
we're very close.
One said 7.04.
Billion. We're very close.
Right. Last I read was 6.74, so yours more up to date. That's great. If we have finite resources, though, we only have so much, so many plots of land, so much. I need to stay in the center. I apologize. I'm used to move. So much energy hitting the planet from the sun, so much energy we can grow. That's an issue, right? We need to divide, basically, in an equitable fashion, the number of resources we've got over the number of people. That's fine, as long as we can do it. And I think Michael, this keynote last night, talked about we can do this indefinitely. We can always make more resources, make more food, make more clean water. I claim he's wrong. I claim that, yes, we can be creative for a while. We can have innovative solutions to make more resources for a while. But sooner or later, the old exponential curve of us having more and more folks and making more and more people and living longer for, increasing, I'm losing train of thought, making more folks and increasing that rate, the curve, see if I can do it for you all right, if you remember your basic algebra here, kind of starts to grow up faster and faster and faster. Eventually, that's going to bite us. So the question is then, with finite resources, where do we go? How do we solve this? And that's the open question for the talk of the panel for this hour, and the open question for Olney. How do we make it sustainable in actually sustainable ways? That's roughly my talk.
Good morning, I'm Howard Sachs, and it's a pleasure to be here. I direct Kenyon's Rural Life Center at Kenyon College, which promotes educational, scholarly, and public projects about Knox County, where Kenyon College is located. My goal in doing this is to advance the educational mission of the college and also address local issues in order to ensure the vitality of our rural community in the face of a changing society. What I want to talk to you about today is one initiative of the Rural Life Center called Food for Thought, which is designed to build a sustainable local food system throughout Knox County. Now, this initiative really began out of two conversations. The first one was started through the Rural Life Center in a project called the Family Farm Project in the mid-1990s. And the goal of that was simply to explore the character of family farming and its significance in defining rural community life. And not surprisingly, my students, who did extensive interviews and field research and translated this into projects that stimulated a countywide public discussion, found that family farming was central to all aspects of rural community life. The second discussion that went on, and it started about the same time, was among civic leaders and others in the community who were increasingly concerned by the ex-urban sprawl that was moving our way from metropolitan Columbus and threatened to undermine the very community life that we were talking about. And this, long story short, led to a long-range plan called Focus 2100 that decided that its primary goal as a community was to preserve rural character, and because of the Family Farm Project, saw preserving small-scale family farming as absolutely central to that goal. Now, the challenge, of course, is how to do it. And those of you who had an opportunity to read the essay that I provided, Why Aren't There Any Turkeys at the Danville Turkey Festival, will have some idea of the complexities involved.